Hello, welcome back for our next episode of Animus Absentis. I'm eager to see where this one goes. Um, not to sound ominous or anything. Before we get going, though, I'm going to say a word about our sponsor, which is Fundamental RPG. It is the system that this game runs on. It's a simple D20 system that's not tied to a genre, so if you don't like sci-fi, you can use it to run high fantasy, and pretty much everything in between. We've done a ton with it on this channel, so you can check out the printed version on Amazon. There's a link right there in chat. Or if you prefer the PDF, or if you want to try the free quick play guide, you can grab those at my coffee, which is in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. And let's do some intros. Starting at the top left with Quinn, tell us a little bit about Sparky and yourself.
Hi everyone, I'm Quinn, I'm a writer, and tonight I'm playing Sparky, who is, Panic Noodle. That's as much as I can really sum them up. I'm trying to make new ones every time, but it comes back to the same. They're slowly becoming a less anxiety-filled ex-assassin who really cares about the crew, and is sometimes good at solving problems, and other times accidentally gets somebody killed with an explosion.
Oh, awesome. Next, we've got V. Tell us a little bit about Annie and yourself.
Hi, I'm V, or Vanessa. I'm an artist. Oh my gosh, I forgot what the word was for artist for a second. I do art. I draw. And if you'd like to see any of my work, I have an art Twitter, which is at PepperoDraws, and that's pepper like the candy. And I play Annie, who is was sort of like the Robin Hood character of the group. But instead of stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, she would steal from the rich and sell to the slightly less rich. She deals a lot in information brokering, so she's pretty good with her tech side of things. And generally just sassing people. That's pretty well her job, and making jokes at inopportune moments. But yeah, that's me and Annie.
Awesome. Next, we've got Alex. Tell us about Billy and yourself.
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm a digital artist, and I play Billy, the cyborg who is really happy she's not a brain in a jar, even though that's a different approach to what the approach taken on her was. Yeah, she's getting more and more loyal to Captain as days go on, which is hard to do considering she's already loyal to Captain.
That is fair. Next, we've got Hannah. Tell us about Lev and yourself.
There's always room for more loyalty. Hi, everybody. I'm Hannah. Whoa, Hannah. I exist. I'm a human or whatever. And today I'm playing Lev, who is very versatile. We do medicine and we do guns, and that there's actually not really anything in between. It's just those two things that I do.
Awesome. Next we've got Goody. Tell us about Captain and yourself.
I'm Goody. I play Captain. Captain is an android and is a Black Ops murder droid, but she's kind of moved away from that. But she doesn't want to be human. Like I say, she only wants to better understand humans. And she's doing the best she can with her strange, mischievous children.
Awesome. That just leaves me. I'm Raven. I'm a professional game master and designer. I also do a bunch of other stuff like voice acting. And for just about everything tabletop involved, except for making dice yet. Maybe in the future. Because I do love dice. And then I play everybody else in the galaxy, including Daisy, who is I don't even know how old she is now.
Is she 19?
Yeah, like either 19 or
19 or 20?
Or early 20s.
19 or 20, yeah. Same age as Sparky.
Yeah. That's how long this game's been going. Which is amazing. anyway, she's a bit of a hacker and was the first season Big Bad who got adopted. I think she was the first adoptee. And now it includes several other NPCs, including sort of Rip, who is the Big Bad for several seasons, who's now working with you. And then where we left off last time, let's see. So, y'all were working on a vaccine for the bioweapon that the Loyalist faction had been working on. The one that is super awful and makes your brain liquefy and then, you know, explode out of your mouth, which is horrible. And wow, my brain just went completely blank. It's because I was talking about. It's like my thoughts just went like that, just out. Anyways, you're dealing with the fallout from the Loyalist faction Black Ops ship crash. You've managed to put together a test, which you've distributed to the galaxy, the means to make that. And not quite at a vaccine yet, but you're working on it. And then the other big thing was that you put together information about the bioweapon, where it came from, the fact that all the robot soldiers for the NFA faction have cloned brains that are actually programmed with real people. So they're not just disposable robots that aren't actually sentient. They're sentient, sapient people. So leaked all of that, made it look like a leak rather. Put all that out there, and we did some rolls for the first one was how was that information received, and the dice said that was received poorly. And then the next roll was did people believe it, and the dice said yes, almost everybody 100% believed it. And then I did a third and final dice roll for how did they react to this news, and I rolled a nat 1. So the universe is on fire. Society is crumbling. There are riots in the streets. It's a mess. Neither the Loyalist faction or the NFA are really doing too good right now. Really, the only established government faction right now that is doing kind of okay is the neutral faction, which is comprised of Pezos, which is like a space-age Amazon, Philcor, which is accountants and financial things like that, and the GPF, which is the Galactic Police Force, and they're cops, so they're bastards.
I just like to say that I'm like come back from not being here last week, so I imagine Lev coming in as like that fucking gift from Community with the pizzas and everything's on fire. It's just what the fuck is going on?
Yep, pretty much. So the only sort of area of the galaxy that seems to be pretty stable is Alpha Centauri. That's where the seat of the galactic government is, and it's where those neutral faction corporations have been kind of like trying to hold things together while the other two sides are fighting each other. Like some sort of awful galactic middle child trying to keep their older and younger siblings from killing each other. And that's pretty much the state of things. You have contained the bioweapon on the ship, and then you rigged the reactor, which...
Then you nearly made us piss ourselves.
Yeah, that was great.
Because we forgot that the nuclear reactor causes an EMP wave.
So the fear at the very end was, oh god, we did something wrong and it's exploded and we're all gonna die. But the good news was you didn't do anything wrong. You just forgot about the EMP wave, which has...
I'm gone for one session.
which has disrupted communications and electronics somewhat on the planet, but nobody got hurt. And as far as you can calculate and figure out, you're very confident that you've contained the virus situation and that there's no more threat. So, where do you go from here?
I mean, first
For a
Sparky's
nap?
gonna like jump up and down in the shuttle and like high five Billy.
Billy's gonna end up like sitting at like absolute exhaustion sort of thing, like, and just do the kind of hand
Yeah,
up.
they're
to
like
do the-
half.
like, oh my god, I didn't kill everybody. Oh fuck.
Yeah, usually I'm the one doing that, so it's kind of nice not being in charge of.
Why are you usually the one killing people?
No, not killing people, but like putting us in a situation where we could die.
Okay.
I mean, it happens a lot.
Sorry, that was sorry. Goody said something very funny in the chat.
Yeah, I was laughing at that too. That distracted me. That's amazing. Daisy.
Evil GMs, and there's what the fuck, Raven.
He doesn't even know you, Raven. And
I loved you all. So Daisy is also on the ship, and just sort of holds up a hand. Is like, "Can I get out of the spacesuit now?"
Yes, you may remove the spacesuit. You should be safe.
Oh, good. It's very stuffy in here. So she does that. The mining colony is okay. They report back. And, the crisis is solved here. It's really, what do you want to do from this point forward? You have all the information on the bioweapon. You have a lot of information on the Loyalist faction in general. And you are currently working on a vaccine between Lev and Dr. Carter. What's next?
We should probably leave the planet. Because, like, we don't want to attract more people to the innocent miners.
Yeah.
But also, what are we going to do with all the, like, the people that were in the barracks of the ship? Do we just...
Congratulations, you are all now refugees.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, do we leave them there,
We're
or...
also kind of prisoners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are refugee prisoners of war.
Yeah.
You will be fed and kept safe and given jobs and shit and basically allowed to live your life, but you're not leaving here for a while.
That's not the worst war crimes that have been committed in the universe in the last
It's true.
30 days or so.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh,
Should we
has
drop them
anybody-
off somewhere?
I mean, I think the miners could probably handle it because they might be able to get more information.
True.
Like, use them as
We
help
take all
to
our weapons and we
strip
give
the
them
ship.
to the miners.
Also that. Because we did want to strip parts of the ship.
We're basically just gonna leave it to be stripped by the miners, I thought.
Oh, okay, because I thought we wanted to do something, like add something to our ship, but that might take too.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
the
we
ship
could-
is
We could see if we can add anything.
flooded with radiation right now, so
So are we keeping PD Jr.?
it's another
yeah,
good
that's right.
question. The
Yeah. What of BD Jr.?
Yeah, so we found out that reptile has a name. It's Petey's son.
Yeah, Peter Marks II.
What the fuck, Petey? You deserve to die in a fire for what you did to your son.
Oh, he wasn't part of that department. You don't know that he did that to him.
He's complicit.
Probably shouldn't have brought your kid on board like a Black Ops ship, though.
It was bring your kid to work day. I mean, shit happens, dude.
Bring your kid to help develop a deadly pathogen.
Oh,
That's an
I mean, I got brought to
science
Hewlett
shit.
Packard with my dad all the time. You know what they did to me? I learned math.
Oh,
Oh, the
jeez.
worst thing you could do to a child.
Terrible.
Yes.
oh goodness. I mean, you do have his his files there. Like you can see that Peter Marks II enlisted. He volunteered for the program. So
How much consent can you really give for that kind of crap? Like, really?
Oh no, that's not to dismiss the guilt of the higher ups, but
At least Petey doesn't have to see his son like this.
True.
And he doesn't have to see anything else ever again, do we?
It's very true.
And Petey Jr. doesn't have
Jesus,
to
you
see
guys.
crispy court.
I'm just saying, in Peter Senior's defense, like he wasn't a part of that, and Petey Jr. was a consenting adult.
Well, Petey Jr., what the fuck?
Lest we have a bad opinion of the late Peter Senior.
No. I barely knew him, so I don't know how it goes.
It's on a pogo stick.
Billy will definitely be like, hey, if you guys, after you're finished with the vaccine for that, do you think maybe you can find a vaccine for Petey the second?
That was more or less the plan.
Reptilianism.
Right. Billy to Lev will have to go and introduce Lev to our guest.
I think I met him, or I heard about.
You heard
the
it,
lizard.
yeah.
Mhm.
Question, are we 100% sure that the virus is dead?
That's what I was going to go check.
100%
could go check, 'cause-
sure. Yeah.
Can you really be 100% sure of anything?
Well, I mean, within reason.
Anybody that wants to can make a gut feeling check.
I would love to.
Sure. Even though Captain doesn't have guts, but you know.
I mean, you got guts, technically.
It's
speaking.
metaphorical.
She doesn't have
They're
those
just-
either. Like, let's
They're
be real.
mechanical. You have a difference engine. That's probably what's doing it.
Yeah.
Gut check.
I guess
Oh god, her
that
gut
could be
feeling's so bad.
that could be an education role for Captain, I guess.
Oh,
Since
yeah.
you'd be doing a
Oh,
probability.
education?
Yeah,
Heck
you'd be
yes,
doing
okay.
probabilities rather than gut feeling.
Thank you. That's a bit better.
All right, 29, 32, 19, 27. Yeah. You all feel pretty confident. Like, there's no way to be 100% sure.
And even if
Um,
we didn't, if it's not 100%, we are making a vaccine.
It's true.
Yes.
And it is theoretically contained within the ship.
Yep. So you are as confident as you possibly can be that it is. That crisis has been averted completely.
I think I'd still like to devise some kind of sniffer setup around the ship so that if any leaks out, we know. Something that can detect, what proteins or whatever.
Okay. Let's do. I need a engineering
I mean,
roll, and then I need a.
Sparky would know more. I know fucking clue how that would work.
Oh, it can be from anybody. An engineering roll and a computers roll to set up the equipment that would be able to do that.
I can do computers.
I can do engineering if you need.
Cool.
We'll do computers.
Hopefully yours is better than mine. Oh my god.
Do
It's
you
the
want an
same.
extra computers roll just in case?
Please.
That would be a good idea.
Because my modifier is plus 27, so
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Oh
say.
hell yeah.
there you go.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Get
We're using like an outdated OS.
And he's like, oh, honeys, no.
Why are you running Windows ME? Like
Yeah, exactly. Windows 2000 server.
Oh my god. Yeah, the engineering is just fine. No problems there. You get the equipment set up. Programming it to detect everything that you need it to detect. Captain and Sparky, you have a real hard time with this. Like, Lev and Dr. Carter keep coming by and going like, oh no, that's completely wrong because of this protein sequence. And you're like, well, how do I program that?
Right, because we're trying to program like biology.
to be fair, Captain doesn't have biology.
And Sparky was not trained in that.
And then Annie comes by and is like, oh, let me just write you like a subroutine to program that for you. So it'll just read all of that.
Why don't you just pull it from a library so you don't have to code it? Like,
Yeah.
No one likes to show off Annie.
I like to show off
Actually,
Annie.
I think in this situation where people's lives are at risk, I think a show off is probably needed.
Needed but not liked.
Fair. So you get that working. And yeah, if there is any of that virus left and it does leave the ship, you are in the best possible position to detect it. And yeah, you're able to leave the prisoners there. I did some rolls. They accept that judgment without any issues, and they don't cause problems.
Better not.
I got a 19 on that roll, so
Oh god.
I was like, okay, cool. They're playing nice. They're not gonna
What's
like
the name of the leader of this area?
Sonia?
Sonia, thank you.
Sonia
Yeah,
Thompson, I
Sonia.
believe.
Yeah, Sonia will keep them in line.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much everything you need to worry about here. I mean, there's still Seth and Liam are still staying behind. And they're still here if you have anything you want to say to them before you leave. I think that's really it on the planet now.
I mean, there wasn't much to begin with.
I think the only thing that Annie tells Liam is that she is going to be back for him once things settle down, they get the shit figured out. Because he's not allowed to stay here forever. She said so. And also there's the worry that their parents are going to eventually somehow figure out where he is. So she just kind of gives him a warning, says, don't fucking step out of line. Listen to Sonia. Mommy will be back later. Make sure you listen to the babysitter. She's like, all right, kid, you know, I'll let you stay. I don't like it, but we'll be back.
Okay. I'm just making a note for myself.
The fuck do you need a note for?
Because it's something that I need to remember for later.
It's her
The
evil
true
post-its.
paranoia. She's taking notes. She's taking notes.
It's like that TikTok. It's like, why do you make them, let them do all the crazy stuff? Because they'll
Yeah.
be sad later.
I would just like to say as well that going forward, any game I'm in that you are the GM for, I'm just never gonna trust you. It could be a game where there's no combat, there's no threat of death. It's just a nice little puzzle session, and I'd still be like, where the fuck is the bullet coming from? Like,
Right.
I'm expecting it now. It's just that's the way it is.
I'm gonna go to
Pavlovian,
therapy, and she's gonna be like, "Why do you have so many trust issues? Why do you always expect the worst?" And I'm like, "Girl, let me tell about Raven. Let me
Pulls out like a fucking corkboard with like shit
Yeah.
all over it.
Send the
Have a
link
watch the
with all
first
the
season
Animus
of this.
episodes.
Yeah.
like."
And the funny thing...
Here, watch this stream, and then you'll understand.
The funny thing is, we come back week after week for this because we love it.
I'm a masochist. I don't know what y'all problem is.
I was going to say, if I thought y'all didn't like it, I definitely wouldn't do it.
I don't deserve good things. I don't know if that makes me a masochist, but like, I just don't deserve them.
And also, like, the only character that you even kind of sort of cared about that died was Petey in over 2
It
years
was
of
enough
running
Raven.
this.
He was
It's
innocent.
true. To be fair, not a lot of characters have died in this show.
It's true.
Death isn't always the worst fate, though, is it?
That's
Yeah,
very
no.
that's very true.
Yeah.
And also, I threatened you that if you ever did anything to hurt Seth, that I would cry.
That's right.
Yes.
Do not make Nessa cry. I swear to God.
No,
Like,
I would never.
And the worst threat was you threatened to kill Raven if they killed off Liam.
Oh yeah, no, Liam is 100% off limits. Please don't hurt my baby.
No,
So
I won't.
where are we going after this planet? What are we thinking?
Oh no,
Maybe-
planning.
Yep.
well, if we're developing the vaccine, maybe we should go to oh shoot, what's it called? The place that doesn't really have rules, but kind of does. where a lot of the Violentis crew chilled.
Oh yeah,
I remember hearing about it.
My brain doesn't work today, so
It's
I
like
need
an
to...
outer. It's not a confederate. Is it a confederacy? No.
No, it's.
I don't like that word.
I don't either. It's a federation.
Federation. Thank you. There's a feder in it.
Yes.
Which is honestly its own word. But yeah, what if we like chill out there?
There it is. Federation of Independent Systems.
Nice.
There you go.
Yes, the name was changed because I also do not like the
And we
name
could also
Confederacy.
possibly see about getting them on as allies with the co-op companies.
I
Or
know
at
a
the very
certain cult
least-
leader who would be down
Yeah.
if there's something in it for him.
Make sure they have enough
Offer him
info to.
some money.
Could offer money.
Oh my god, you would have to offer him so much money.
I mean, we do have like almost 1 million credits.
Yeah, because we keep
That's
Just
toilet
robbing
paper to
banks.
him.
Actually, congratulations! You guys have not taken on any illegal jobs with Billy yet,
It's true.
or only taken above board stuff with Billy.
We
on
want to set a
board.
good
I-
example.
I take umbrage with the word illegal.
Technically, I
I'm
think
talking
Annie didn't
about
pay
the
for all
bank
that
heist
construction
where we would
material.
pull into the front of the bank.
We
I
didn't pull
consider it
into. We demolished
opportunistic
it.
gig work.
We changed the banking security system in the universe.
Yep.
That's a word
In-
for it.
In our defense, they should have had better front gates. Just-
And we said secure art show. We don't know her. And
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, the security for banks and art and museum installations basically was we didn't know that we needed to plan for that because it's never happened before.
Yeah,
Let's
Android-proof
just say-
elevator doors.
and also
Let's
wait.
just say that they'll never have any soup thrown on their paintings. That's all I'm
Yes.
saying.
And also, didn't we make it canon that the person who was buying the lamp, who wanted the lamp, wasn't it the Reverend? Didn't we make it canon that he was the one who put out
I think
the
so.
job?
I think we did say that, yeah.
Yeah,
That
because
does
we
seem like
mentioned the
something he
skin
would
lamp
want.
being in his compound. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my god.
It's been a hot minute since Violentis. Oh yeah, that's right. So to loop back around to the original question of where to, what do, the Federation of Independent Systems would be a good place to go considering their society isn't crumbling at the moment.
True.
Their infrastructure and economy still working. You can
and there's
also
less chance of us being spotted by the GPF.
It's true. I mean, the GPF are pretty much just trying to maintain order in a
True.
in a population of people who will not be contained. So
Yeah, I guess we are kind of like a parking violation versus riots.
Yeah,
huh?
we're
Mhm.
low. We became much lower on the totem pole when we dropped this.
That just feels wrong.
imagine that.
Yeah.
yeah, the state of the
Hmm.
universe right now is there's a lot of riots. There's a lot of political unrest. Oh goodness.
Hello? Can I help you? Sorry about that.
That sound is happening everywhere.
They're coming for you.
Yeah, things are not stable, which is not to say that they're necessarily bad. Just things are not stable. The trash pandas are really pushing the whole revolution message, and you're starting to see little pockets of organized resistance. So that's just starting. That is in its infancy. So that's a lot to try to navigate. So I definitely don't blame you for wanting to go to the other place. That system, which this crew hasn't really been to much before, is a bit more cyberpunk dystopia like. It's not quite the same flavor of evil capitalism, but there's still an upper class that's doing great, And in this case, there's a lower class that's doing terribly. So that's sort of the setting that you're going into. What do you want to accomplish there?
Weren't we going to work on the vaccine?
Yeah, vaccine.
Anarchy.
Also anarchy. I mean, I'm definitely thinking about ways that we can help mobilize guerrilla cells to fight against the corpse, because we can't just like waltz in and hope for the best.
We can work on making ourselves a lot faster and being a ship that can go in and drop off things for people.
That's true.
I thought that was like some of the stuff that we wanted to like copy from the Black Ops ships was the ability to like insulate our walls so that we don't like.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Mhm.
Was like the comm blocking plating and stuff like that.
Yeah, that sounds good. I know you did take a lot of parts off the ship first before you irradiated it. Irradiated it? It's hard to say. So you've got those with you. And yeah, I have a couple of ideas. So first things first, you need to make the vaccine, and you want to work on making the ship more stealthy. Able to be like a sort of a smuggler ship, more like.
Smuggler, probably like what the trash pandas have, if anything. Because presumably they have a way to like get under radar.
Yeah, they basically have a way to scramble their ident codes, so
Nice.
they appear on scanners to be something completely different.
Right.
Excuse me, goodness. You
So
do
something like
have,
that.
yeah. You do have a, not really a contact, but like a contact of a contact of a contact in that system, who gave you a job to steal a very expensive lamp at one point. So you do have...
Alice can also put us in direct contact with him.
That's true. That is very true. So you do have one connection into the Federation that you can follow. You can also just go explore the Federation if you want to.
I wasn't in like, is the outskirts where I was different from the Federation?
Yeah, so you've got like the outskirts of the corporate systems, which is mostly independent people just trying to get away from all the government stuff and the capitalism and all that, and kind of gain a little bit more freedom by being further away.
I just want to make sure I wasn't going to run into someone.
No, the Federation is like in a different part of the galaxy. They sort of split off early on in the days of terraforming and things, and kind of became isolationists.
Also, just as a note, I'm going to actually check to make sure that Dr. Carter's okay with coming with us. I'm not going to kidnap her because she is, traumatized.
Yeah.
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 She's working through that trauma and is willing to come along to help complete the vaccine.
Okay.
And doesn't...
I'm going to check like every like 12 hours or so. I'm going to check with her. Be like, are you sure?
I love that. And she also doesn't really have a job to go back to now, so...
We should probably ask the same thing of PD Jr.
Yeah, true. I mean,
We're building the button thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, and
he
Billy,
has the button.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Billy built him the button system.
That's how we found out who his dad was.
That's true. Sorry, my brain is not working today.
All good.
What
I
was the
say we
question?
go through one of our established contacts, but we also wanted to ask if PD Junior wants to come. His consent.
Oh, yeah. How do you do that? Like what do you say?
Billy basically lines out that we're heading out into this area of space. We're not sure if we can help them get back to being human or not. But maybe after the vaccine's finished, maybe the doctors can work on on something to help them get back to where they were. If not, they could stay here on the planet with the miners, and Billy would like talk to somebody and make them understand this is a person, not a monitor lizard. So yeah, those are the options.
Could I get an empathy check?
Oh, this is going to be bad.
The PD Junior just sort of stares blankly at you for a while, and then hits the yes button. You're not quite sure what all that means, but he seems to be on board with going with you.
She says, like, yes, you would like to go with us?
Again, there's a long pause where he just sort of stares at you. Seems to want to communicate something to you, non-verbally, but just there's a disconnect.
No recognition of any of that.
Yeah.
She is
And eventually
the most empathetic person.
And eventually he hits the yes button.
Okay, cool. I'll let people know.
We're gonna need a lizard bedroom now.
He sticks his tongue out at you. Like, not like rudely, in like the lizard way.
So Billy goes to report to Captain that Junior will be joining them.
We no longer have a giant rooster, so we had to have a giant something.
So Billy's telling Captain the lizard's staying?
Well, she's not calling him a lizard. She's referring to him as Peter II, and is referring to as the human turned monitor, human turned something. Because she's not even really sure. She doesn't know what a monitor lizard looks like. It's weird and scaly. She's never seen something like this before.
That's true.
You guys are like this like lizard, and she doesn't even know what a lizard looks like.
What does he eat?
Food? Like
What kind of food?
People food?
Again, does he eat vegetables or does he eat meat?
He seems to eat cooked meat and vegetables, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Michael Wayne in chat suggests pizza.
It's like, food humans eat because he was human.
Meat is not easy to attain, but...
Well, I mean, the protein cubes work well enough.
Good. Vegetables we grow here, but unfortunately... I mean, I suppose we could grow meat. It is possible. Perhaps I'll have to look into that.
You could use a protein strander like they use in the McDonald farms.
What is a McDonald?
It's a company that runs the food for the mining colonies.
That actually makes perfect sense.
Captain does like a mental search of what the heck a McDonald is. And just says, we're not feeding him that. We're not feeding anyone that.
Well, I mean, you could do it with better, like, quality. But the science is sound.
We can use the idea. But execution? No. We will feed him. Does he prefer a humid environment?
I don't know. You could ask him. I set him up with like this paddleboard with buttons and stuff, so he can kind of talk.
Okay. So Captain goes to the lizard man.
The lizard seems to regard you in some fashion, and does a very stoic tongue flick.
Petey, do you prefer an arid environment or a humid environment?
I think that type of lizard is a humid environment, if I remember right. So, yeah, he's got like option 1, option 2 buttons. So he hits the button corresponding with humid.
We have a greenhouse that is quite humid and a lot of greenery. Would you prefer to live there?
Yes.
I will set up your move to that environment.
Yes.
Fantastic. I will let Billy know.
Yes.
Captain goes back. Captain goes back to Billy. PD the second would prefer to live in the greenhouse.
Oh, okay. I'll go and move the press board and his stuff.
Just lead him there, okay?
All right.
Don't think he enjoys being picked up. He's
Okay.
quite large.
I was gonna ask, do we want to give him free roaming access?
I don't see why not. I don't see if he would destroy anything or hurt anything he shouldn't. Is he going to just defecate where he wishes?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him. We could set up a bathroom situation.
Captain again walks to the lizard.
Okay.
PD, I have a question for you.
He regards you stoically.
Beautiful. Would you be comfortable defecating in an assigned area?
Could I get an empathy roll? I know this is probably a terrible stat for Captain, but
I mean, better than I expected.
it's not terrible.
Better than Billy.
So the lizard is staring at you and hasn't changed facial expression or anything like that at all, but you just know in your circuits that this look he's giving you is the really look. And then you hear the yes.
I do not mean to be offensive. We have had other animals on the ship, and they also defecated in an assigned area. Do you require litter? What do you prefer?
Okay. Aside from yes, no, and option 1 and option 2, are there any other specific words that y'all have set up on these buttons?
I think she did put together an alphabet, like a QWERTY keyboard alphabet with a space bar.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Late in the night when everybody else is asleep, Annie sneaks into that fucker's room and just puts a button there that says "fuck you" and press.
I don't even remember what the original question was now. What was it?
Do you want litter or something?
Oh, right. Let's see. So, there is the lizard equivalent of a long sigh. And then it's let's see. WHATEVER space WORKS.
Whatever works.
Yep.
I shall
Yes.
acquire some pine pellets.
T-Y.
Someone will come. Thank you.
Yes.
TY was also a brand of plushies.
Why does Captain not know that and not about McDonald's?
Her
There's just
brain
a,
is a search engine. What do you expect?
I fucking love it.
I love it too. The response is just okay.
Perhaps they had a monitor lizard as well.
Okay.
Please, until that point when I acquire litter, please defecate within a singular corner to ease cleanup.
Yes.
I prefer a clean ship.
Just sort of sits there.
Do you like to be patted?
No.
Understood. Me either. And Captain just leaves.
After you're like out of the room, because of Captain's exceptionally good hearing, you do hear the "fuck you."
God damn it! Captain does a quick Google search, walks back into the room, and extends her middle finger at the lizard.
Yes.
And then just leaves.
Yeah. The unspoken communication is a sense of mutual respect after that.
Good.
I love this family.
Right. Make a doo-doo corner. Oh my god. So
I can't wait till PD realizes that she would be asking these questions of a new human on the ship.
I
yeah,
did not get asked these questions.
that's
You
true.
got asked other questions.
We didn't really have time to ask those questions.
True, you kind of crashed into the outside of the ship.
We were
and our
less concerned
questions were,
about
are you
doo-doo,
alive?
more about all the blood.
I was fine. I was
I
fine.
mean, yeah, by some definitions. Incorrect ones.
Oh goodness. Yeah. So PD Junior, Peter Marks II, the lizard man is taken care of. That is settled. He
Yep.
moves into the greenhouse, and has a specific flower
Area.
bed thing that he poops in.
And like all the shit and stuff that he needs for bedding and stuff is brought there. And Billy basically makes like a bracelet that allows him to like open the doors and stuff so he can wander.
Nice. I like that. Okay,
I
so
love
that's
the idea of Rip getting spooked by this thing.
Oh, that absolutely
We
happens.
Just
haven't
really
told
do.
Rip we have this thing.
Nobody
No,
tells Rip.
I don't
Like-
plan to.
Rip's just having a fucking coffee in the mess hall of the door opens and a lizard fucking comes in.
Yeah, there's definitely someday, because nobody tells Rip anything, where there's just like a clamor in the mess hall. And fortunately, let's see, which one of you are in there at the time? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're gonna roll for it to see who happens to be in the mess hall when this happens. Sparky.
I had a weird feeling.
So you just happen to be in there. PD comes flopping in, I guess. Waddling in.
Yeah, waddling, probably like plodding.
That's a good one. And yeah, Rip just drops his coffee mug and yells and pulls out his gun.
Sparky is going to dead ass look at Rip, like no emotion on their face, and just say, "Oh, was the coffee not good?"
Why is there a giant lizard on the ship?
What?
Right there, giant lizard.
Rip, there's nothing on the ground. Do you want me to make a speech check?
Yeah.
feel like Lev would have been like, "Don't be fucking rude. That's Petey, Rip.
You should,
You asshole."
You should also roll to see if Petey knows what the figures this out.
Come at me, Rip. I'm fucking ripped.
49. He's like, you can't see that right there?
No. Why would there be a monitor lizard on that? How would it even get on board, Rip? There were none on the planet. You sure you're feeling okay?
I'm gonna go.
Maybe lay off the coffee for a bit.
He puts the gun slowly back in his holster and like tiptoe sidesteps around Petey to get out the door. And then you just hear running footsteps as he runs towards the infirmary.
Sparky's just gonna look down at Petey and go, "You need anything?"
Just sticks his tongue out and keeps moving.
Cool.
Yeah, and then
you deserve it, Rip.
Oh, absolutely, 100% deserves that. That was beautiful. And then Lev, after a moment, you just hear this sort of running down the hall, yelling, "Doc!" I need you to check something.
I never thought I'd see the day when Rip actually fucking willingly came into my office.
Yep. He comes bursting in, and he's like panting because he just ran the whole way here. Like, I just saw a giant lizard. I am hallucinating, and I don't know why. Sparky was there. They didn't see a thing. So, I think maybe the kid put something in my drink or something. But I'm pretty sure I'm hallucinating. You're here right now, right?
Rip, we're gonna just calm down for a second, okay? You're hallucinating giant lizards?
Apparently.
This crew's so fucked up. Well, I'm going to have to take some blood tests.
He eagerly consents to the blood test and sits down on the table.
Okay, while they're taking the blood, being like, so was this a different giant lizard than the one that we took from the ship?
There's just like sudden dead stillness. What did you say?
This isn't Petey Jr., the experiment lizard that we took from the Black Ops ship. No one told you about Petey?
No.
Finish saying like, well, I'll get this tested to see if there's anything wrong.
If this were like a cartoon, you could see the steam coming out of his ears. And he's just grumbles and goes, "Yeah, thanks." And wanders out of the infirmary, looking very upset.
I'm fairly certain Rip has probably not allowed me to do a blood test yet.
They're pretty quick in the future. Fancy hypo spray type deals.
He was so unwilling to come in here that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so now you do have one for him.
What a full physical. Fuck! If you just kept him going long enough, you could have done a full physical.
Oh, that's so great.
It was too fun to me, the image of like literally the needle in his arm and then going like, oh yeah, the lizard. A different lizard?
I love that.
Doing a full exam, being like, okay, turn your head and cough. Are you talking about the
Wait a minute, did you mean this lizard?
Now I'm gonna show you some pictures of lizards.
It's a Rorschach test, but it's
God.
it's not even an ink blot. It's literally just a silhouette of a lizard. And what do you see?
What does this make you feel?
Oh my goodness.
That worked out so much better than I thought it was going to.
I
don't want to take him too far because I don't want him to entirely not trust his own fucking
No,
doctor.
that's totally fair.
That's fair. Oh, I love that.
Oh, if that's my only crit for the rest of the season, I'm totally happy with that.
Worth it.
Day that Sparky successfully convinced Rip he was going insane.
Finally
Oh.
got one over on the old man.
Love that.
Hell yeah.
Whew. All right, so Rip prank has been had. PD is good to go. Was there anything else that you wanted to do before you get underway?
I think so long as the colony's okay.
Probably tell them where we're going, just in case they need to talk to us.
I don't know if that
Okay.
would be a good idea.
Or at least where to reach us. Like,
Yeah, where to reach us, not where we're going.
Yeah.
Because you can
Just in
torture
case,
that
you
out of
know.
someone.
it's true. Just in case something horrible happens with the ship, or like the prisoners try to mutiny.
Okay.
It's like when you're a kid, your parents go out to dinner, here's the phone
Yeah.
number to call us.
Don't fucking call it though, unless you're dying.
Boy, do I have a story about that. Anyway.
I believe it. So you do something like a scrambled or a VPN type signal.
Yeah, like
sort
a
of deal.
relayed, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then, if you're ready to get underway, that seems like a good spot to take a quick break, so I can figure out what we're doing in the Federation, because I was not planning on that direction. So we'll take.
bad? Question
Oh,
mark?
it's totally fine. I'm just really like, oh, that's not the direction I was expecting. Oh crap! I gotta come up with something. So I'm gonna do a little bit of prep while we're on break, and then we'll be right back. we're back. All right, so you are on your way to the Federation of Independent Systems. You have a contact via Alice, who has a very well-stocked compound with its own hospital, and a distillery. Kind of some weird folks living on the compound. But oh yeah, they only make IPAs. That's right. So not a distillery, a brewery. That's what it was. But yeah, they would be willing to help you out as a favor to Alice. So you have a place to go. It is on the planet of Craigsylvania, just outside the city of Craigsylvania City. And for anybody who happened to watch Violentus, this is obviously a return location from that story. Let's see. You also wanted to work on upgrading the ship. There's not a great spot there to do that. There are some places in the city itself that you could take the ship to get that kind of work done, but Alice said that it has a tendency to like if you take your ship there, there's a tendency for parts to go missing, or you could get arrested for allegedly vandalizing a vending machine. So he didn't recommend it.
Allegedly, yes.
A vending
Allegedly.
machine?
Yes. And the dad had to come pick them up.
Yep. So they do recommend a different planet a little bit further down for the ship upgrades, but you can kind of go to this compound and get your bearings if you want to. It is what was the name of the quote unquote church?
Oh shoot, did it have an actual name?
I'm just pretty sure
Wasn't
it
it like Church of the New Beginning?
something like that. Yeah.
Something like that. Okay, it's Church of the New Beginning. That's what it is now.
And yeah, don't be surprised if several people want to tell you about Harold. That's all the information that you got.
Well, I guess we start making contacts through the rest of the solar system. Or the
I
galaxy, I guess. I keep thinking we're small scale.
Yeah. Oh no, it's still it's all still in the Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah, I just keep thinking we're in the solar system. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
oh, wait a minute.
I guess Captain contacts the contact.
Okay. How do you feel about talking to yourself?
Wouldn't be the first time. It'll be weird, but I could do it. I mean, but
Okay.
would he really be answering his own phone?
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. So you make contact, and someone named Stanley answers the comm.
Beautiful.
Yes. How can I help you?
We have received information that this would be a safe place for us to dock.
And who is us in this scenario?
We are a ship of people who have experienced some difficult things. And unfortunately, the current galaxy is not a place for us to dock because of events.
Oh, okay. I see. Yes. Well, Harold.
We were told that Alice would recommend us here.
Oh, you're one of Alice's projects. I see. Never mind. I won't go into the details about Harold with you then. Just feel free to come on in. I'll send you the ID code that you'll need. in case you run into any patrols. And we'll see you when you get here. Is there anything that you require? Lodging, special dietary needs, any allergies we should be aware of?
As far as I know, no, we can lodge on our ship and we have our own food supply. But
well,
I appreciate your offer.
That will make managing things much easier. Thank you. We will see you when you get here.
Thank you.
The line clicks off. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all you needed. As you head into the Federation, it's definitely a different area of space. Have any of your characters been here before? Okay.
Maybe in a past life, but
That's fair. So you're going to boldly go to some strange new worlds in the Federation, and all the stars and everything look very different than what you're used to. I mean, it's still space, but there's still the sense of unfamiliarity that's a little bit, tiny bit unnerving. Perhaps you're a little nervous, or perhaps you're really excited to see new stuff. But you get within the borders, and before you are able to get to the star system that you're going to, there are about 3 ships that show up on your scanners that are approaching. They are like a heavy fighter class of ship, and they hail you.
Did we ever name our ship?
Oh, what did you?
Yes.
What did you name it?
Quotidian Lance.
What?
The Quotidian Lance?
it's in the Roll20 if you need it.
Oh my god.
You could also just call it the Lance, like
the Lance?
Lance, like
Lance.
Oh,
Okay.
Quotidian Lance. Gotcha.
Quotidian Lance. Okay. This is the Quotidian Lance.
Sorry, something in my throat. That's better. So it's sort of a gruff voice on the other end. It says, right, the Lance. What's your business in Federation space?
Research.
Research. Are you working with any organizations here? And GM note, you do have the ident code that Stanley sent you.
Yes, we are at this time.
Okay. Oh, I see. With the church. Gotcha. Well, enjoy your stay. Please don't deviate from your pre-planned course to Craigsylvania. And safe travels. And then they cut the line and move away.
Okay.
Anything you want to do before you get to Craigsylvania? Because the trip will take more than a few days to get from the mining colony to the planet.
Billy is going to approach Annie about seeing if she could basically set up a quick speech or something that basically learns the typing or swiping sort of mechanism, so make it easier for PD Junior to have a voice.
There's got to be accessibility technology.
Exactly. And just but
It's space future.
Billy knows the tech, not the software, and Annie knows software.
Annie?
Vanessa? V?
Yeah, she can help
Sorry.
with that. I can't access any information on Roll20, apparently. It doesn't like me.
Oh, weird.
Hold on. Let me just back out of the tab and open up a new one. It decided that the few rolls I made were too good, and then it had to just shut me down. Hold on. Let me pull up my sheet. But yes, Annie can definitely help you with that. She agrees to do so.
All right. Can we get a engineering and a computers check?
There we go. Okay, yes. Now the sheet's working.
Sorry, it just decided to boot me out of Roll20 too.
Oh, how weird.
Just getting it.
20 is upgraded from giving us bad rolls to just not letting us roll.
Yeah.
It's been
We all
having
have to take turns being in the program.
It's been having some struggles lately.
Can I use my holo card, my USB plug-in?
Probably not for this one.
No? Okay. Computers, right?
Yes, that would be computers.
43.
Oh, that'll do it. And then an engineering from Billy to set up the hardware. 29. Yeah. You both are able to put together something so that Peter can communicate a little bit better. What kind of a thing were you hoping to create again?
Basically a modified tablet.
Okay. So that he can kind of like type things out?
We'll type or use like a swipe method, so it kind of has a bit of predictive text.
Okay, I gotcha.
Based on the motions and sort of thing. And it can be either be made into just text or into a voice.
Okay. Yeah, that's no problem. You put that together. There's a lot of programs out there already for like human-sized hands. And the two of you are able to adapt it to a lizard hand.
Great. So we've just given the lizard the ability to shit talk us. That's great. That's cool. Love that.
Yep. Is there anything that you want to talk to Peter about?
Billy did not think this far ahead.
Annie just says,
okay.
Go ahead, test it out. Do you have anything that you want to tell us?
Yeah. He tries it out. Moves his what are lizards' feet called? Are they called paws? Or is that
Hands?
or talons or just
I don't
feet?
know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Are they claws?
I don't know. We're just gonna call it.
Yeah, I think they do
Here.
colloquially. Anyway.
I think we're just gonna call it a hand. He moves his little lizard hand over the thing, and it says, "Being a wizard really sucks. God damn it, wizard. I don't like being a wizard."
Oh my god, it's cute. Is it auto-correcting him from lizard to wizard?
Yep.
Billy looks very confused. And what's a wizard?
Oh my god. Annie is like hanging on by a thread, trying not to absolutely shit herself laughing. Oh my god. She's like red in the face and everything, trying to keep it in. She's like, no, I think the autocorrect function is on and it's changing lizard to wizard. Pretty sure he means lizard.
Yes.
I got you, Petey, don't worry.
Oh, so that's what a lizard looks like.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
All right, so now that we've established that being a lizard sucks, is there anything that you need in particular? I know that Captain came by a little earlier to talk to you, but was there anything else in the meantime that you needed?
A step ladder for the toilet.
Annie once again is only holding on by a thread. Like, if anybody came near her with a pair of scissors, she'd be in danger of just losing it. She just not. She can't even verbally respond. She just nods her head.
I'm imagining her clenching her jaw so hard. So she doesn't-
Meanwhile, Billy's taking this seriously. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can make one of those.
Thank you. I don't want to poop in the corner anymore.
Annie just has to turn around. She's gonna turn around.
We're a very
Gotta
serious
pee.
space podcast for actual play.
Yeah. Oh my god. So yeah, PD Jr. can kind of talk now. Damn it. Sorry, in our Zoom chat.
Oh my god!
Dude just said, I hope Rip encounters him on the toilet.
Yes! So can I go and roll engineering to see if I can make
Sure.
that cool squatty potty?
Just think of
Can you
a
imagine
lizard
The
sitting with a
lizard just
newspaper.
going in and being like, Rip just staring at it, and Petey being like, "What the fuck are you looking at on his tablet? Hurry up!" Like,
You
Oh,
never
good
take the
God.
next urinal over, buddy. Move over. Like,
Yeah. It's just Petey sitting on that toilet, and like the door opens, there stands Rip, and Petey just like looks up, flicks the tongue, and then like closes the door.
There's someone in here. It's
Yeah.
going to be a while.
occupied.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just gonna say the same thing, but it like autocorrects to something other than occupied. It's just like him saying the wrong word over and over.
Occupation.
Occupation, and then just fuck.
Except with autocorrect to be duck.
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 Yep.
Duck.
That Rip's just got this like PTSD. Like, I gotta keep ducking.
It would be rude to leave while someone's in the middle of speaking to you, but also he just needs to get the fuck out of there.
Let it be known that even amidst global turmoil, we are not above doo-doo trucks.
Right. Oh god. So all of that happens. The Rip thing absolutely happens at some point. With the toilet. Yes, you build up a perfect little ramp system with supports so Petey can actually use the toilet instead of having to poop in a corner.
You know, the little things that help you feel human again.
Yeah. It makes
Billy is really trying to like make sure that he feels human because she understands the whole being treated less than human thing.
Yeah. It makes a huge difference. Like you can visibly see that Petey seems to be in a little bit better spirits because he can use the toilet now.
She doesn't tell anybody aside from Annie. Well, Annie, because Annie knows that this has been built. She doesn't tell anybody that this has been built.
Okay, so yeah, you get a message from Daisy like the next day, like what's going on with the toilet? I mean, I can use the other one, but what's going on with this toilet with the ramp?
That's for Peter II.
Oh, that makes total sense. That's great. Oh, that's so nice. Thanks for doing that.
Billy's just giving like the squintiest like suspicion eyes to her tablet for that response.
There's a pause, and you can see like Daisy is typing. I'll just use the other one. That's totally fine. And that's the end of the conversation. And then yeah, some days later, you end up on Craig, Sylvania. It's a very polluted planet for the most part. There's definitely pockets of clean air and where it's just not so gross. One of those being the compound that you're going to. But you do pass over Craigsylvania City, and you can see that it is just, it's like got its own little cloud of just crud in the air. If anybody has ever been to the Salt Lake area in winter, it's like the worst inversion layer you can possibly think of. It's just awful. So you do see that. There's a lot of neon kind of style lights coming from the city, so it kind of is diffused through all that cloud of gunk, which actually makes it look kind of pretty, even though it's not something that you necessarily want to go breathe in. That's kind of what the city looks like. And then you come across the compound, which has really tall walls and just like fields upon fields of hops and barley for the IPAs that they brew there.
They grow other fruit too, because how else are they going to flavor it?
Of course, there's food as well, but there's lots of hops and barley. And
So it smells yeasty, permanently yeasty.
yeah, probably does. And there's a landing pad where you can land, and there's this weird looking ship next to your parking spot that's got like this sort of space worm painted over the top of it. And it's like in the style of like an old 80s van mural. Like the fantasy or sci-fi murals on an old 80s van. And the ident on it is the SS Not a Cop. If you look closely, it looks like it looks like a GPF light cruiser that's been painted over.
I guess they quit the
You can't
police.
prove anything.
Exactly.
And yeah, so do you exit the ship then, or how do you want to do this?
Captain exits the ship.
You are greeted by someone who looks remarkably like Stanley Tucci, and sort of nods to you, says, "Oh yes, you must be the ship's android, I assume."
My name is Captain, correct.
Very well, Captain. It's very nice to meet you. I assume you're the one I spoke to on the comms. You're welcome to stay parked here as long as you need. Just let us know if you need anything else. The Reverend would like to host you all for a nice dinner this evening, if you would, if y'all would care to attend. If not, we can schedule for a different day.
Certainly, I will ask my crew, but please plan for it tonight.
Excellent. I will begin preparations immediately. He goes off, and you can see there's a lot of people wearing like the same kind of bland sort of outfit. Very uniform, and things just feel a little weird.
Can't imagine why.
Anybody is welcome to investigate that if they'd like to.
I would like to do a gut feeling.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Billy would like to start to wander off towards the plants.
Okay. There's a lot of people out there, working in the fields and plants and stuff, and you're welcome to talk to them. And then with a 19 gut feeling, everybody seems just a little too happy. And you're pretty sure that something's up. Like, either everybody's on drugs, or maybe this is a cult, or something weird's going on here.
Billy's going to ask the people if she can have some of the plants.
Yes, of course. It's all going to be consumed in the end anyways, right? And they sort of laugh at some sort of like inside joke.
It's like Billy's like, yeah, that makes sense.
And they hand you a piece of fruit.
And she's like, well, actually, I was hoping to get some of the plants. For our captain likes to collect plants.
Oh, yes. For something like that, we do have a nursery, and they kind of point you in the direction of where it is. I'm sure we could spare a starter or two.
Why are plants where you keep your babies?
Oh no, not a people nursery, a plant nursery.
There's plant babies?
Well, there are seeds and seedlings and saplings and that sort of thing. So they're like the baby version of plants, yes.
Never thought of plants having babies. That's weird. Thank you. And she heads off towards the nursery.
I love that. What's everybody else up to?
I mean, Captain would inform everyone about the dinner tonight.
You said there were like medical facilities on here?
Yeah. And Stanley is able to point you to those. It's like a full research hospital. Like small scale, like you couldn't house a lot of people there, but like all the equipment and everything is like a fully stocked research hospital.
I am fucking side-eyeing at Dr. Carter. Being like,
This is weird. I mean,
Yeah.
This is everything we're gonna need.
So that's like weirdly a nice coincidence.
Yeah, oh, they even have one of those fancy medical term instruments. She actually says what it is, but I don't know what those words are, so. Medical words!
Oh, fuck. Well, I guess we should start bringing the stuff over. Well, I guess there's going to be dinner tonight.
Oh.
Or do we want to sweep the area first? This place, I'm getting a weird fucking vibe.
Let me see what Dr. Carter gets. Nat 20. She looks around and goes, yeah, no, this place is definitely a cult. Like some kind of
my
cult
God, I was
compound.
thinking that, but no one else was saying anything yet.
And like one of the people just walking around just sort of leans in and goes, oh, we don't like the C word here. We're just a religious
Fuck, where'd you
organization.
come from?
Oh, I was right over there.
Fuck.
Are you okay? You seem a
Yeah.
little nervous. We have some great IPAs I'd be happy to show. We just finished brewing this really nice plum IPA. It just finished brewing, so we've got some bottles of that are ready to go. Need to relax.
No, I'm fine. We probably should start getting to setting stuff up.
And
It's at this moment that Annie walks in to find the rest of her crew. She's wearing a big hat in the shape of a worm.
Yes.
Because listen, Goody, you and I both know that there's definitely a merch store here that just has a whole bunch of Herald shit in it.
Oh, hell yeah, they have a guest store. There's a gift shop.
Yeah.
1,000%. You come and do a tour, and then you go to the gift shop.
Yeah. She 1000% is wearing just this big hat in the shape of a worm.
yeah.
And she just like it's normal, like it's an everyday part of her wardrobe. She's like, oh look, there they are. She goes over to the rest of her crew.
Yeah, one of the cultists just looks at you and goes, oh, I see you're a follower too. May Harold eat us all soon.
Religion.
Annie pauses, and for a moment she looks like, what the fuck? But then she, puts a smile on her face and she's like, of course, Harold be with you.
They look a little confused, and then cult finger guns, as was just suggested in Zoom chat. And they keep walking. And Dr. Carter looks at you, Lev, and kind of does the wow face, and mouths like, definitely cult.
As soon as that person is out of earshot, Annie's smile drops and she turns to them. She's like football huddle kind of lean in. She's like, what the fuck?
Where the fuck did you get the cult hat, Annie?
The gift shop. I was minding my own business. I was accosted with a worm hat.
They have a gift shop?
A gift shop, and it's full of stuff that has worms on it.
This is a really nice facility. I think we should probably be here as little time as possible. This might not have been the best place to come.
Seconded. Yes.
Yeah, we're definitely not in corporate space anymore, Dr. Carter says as she starts moving, boxes of supplies and things that you'll need. Excuse me.
Oh, fuck. Billy went off to, look for their plant nursery. Oh!
Annie does not take off the hat.
Listen, it's good to be able to blend in.
Yeah.
So, what's Sparky doing?
Sparky's probably in a different part of the whole complex, just wandering, just browsing
Excuse
like you
me.
would at like a farmer's market. That's nice.
Yeah.
Just not even really thinking, just kind of head empty, no thoughts, wandering around.
As soon as you notice things like any kind of architecture or plants or anything like that, there always seems to be one of those cultists just there to very happily tell you about it, explain what they use it for, like oh yeah, this fruit we use in our blah 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 IPA that we brew during this time of the year.
I don't think Sparky ever stops. I don't think they ever stop walking. Like they might look at something with interest, but they just keep walking. Like even if someone's talking to them, they are focused on something else.
Yeah, they walk alongside you and just sort of say this at you, and then when they're done, they walk away.
Okay.
They're fucking
Sparky is
NPCs.
just totally passive to whatever's going on around, just kind of taking things in but not processing anything.
I gotcha. And then Billy, you wanted to go to the nursery. You walk in there and yeah, it's a plant nursery. There's tons of little plant starters and saplings, and there's a section with seeds and another section that has just topsoil and pots and things like that. There's a few people in there working.
She goes up and asks which of the plants she can have.
And someone there looks at you and says, well, what do you need?
I don't know. I didn't grow up with plants, but our captain really, really likes plants, so I'm trying to get plants from each planet that we go to.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful. Definitely best to enjoy it now before Harold consumes us all.
Who's Harold?
Oh, you don't know about Harold?
No, I don't know any Heralds.
And you have just invited the biggest lore dump of all, as this person just takes Billy aside and explains all about the Church of Harold the Space Worm and how Harold is going to consume the universe. And it's just sort of how would you describe it, Goody? Like a nihilistic sort of acceptance, enjoy life kind of a cult?
Kind of. Well, so Harold was supposed to be H-E-R kind of Herald.
I forgot
like
about
a
that
herald
part.
of the apocalypse. Everyone misunderstood him and took it as H-A-R-O-L-D, like a name. So Harold is a space worm that's going to consume everyone, and he hates technology.
That's right, I forgot about that part.
So they shun technology and go for a very natural vibe type thing. I wouldn't say it's I guess it's nihilistic, but it's not hedonistic, except for the Rev. He can do whatever he wants because he's garbage.
So Billy's gonna listen to all this, and she's like, "Oh, I get it. Herald is a metaphor for the heat death of the universe.
No, there. I mean,
I
that's
get it.
that
That's
is
cool. That's really cool that you guys have come to terms with that already. That's like really, really neat to see.
and they just try to tell you about how that's an instrument of Harold, and that's just basically cooking the universe to the right temperature for him to consume it. But Harold is literally a giant space worm that is going to eat the universe.
Oh, I mean, that's not really physically possible by the rules of physics.
Oh yes, that's part of evil technology. We don't
But it's
ascribe
not
to that here.
technology. Physics is like quite literally how you figure out how to make your beer. Well, it's chemistry and physics, technically.
They
You
start
can't really separate chemistry from physics, can you?
they start a very long argument with you about how you're wrong and how they're right, using very circular logic and terrible reasoning.
And Billy's being just as circular back because she's taking it as like a philosophy.
I think at some point Daisy and who else comes across this? Any volunteers?
I think Sparky would end up wandering by at some point.
I think Daisy would seeing Sparky be like, "Hey, come look at this.
What's up?
Just these two. They're Billy's trying to explain, I think, science and like physics and stuff, and the cultist is trying to explain like the religion and how science is bad. And they've been going at it for a while now. Should we do something?
Back up, cultist?
Oh yeah, this place is totally a cult.
How- I mean, like, I get that they like IPAs a lot.
Less.
Yeah, no, I was doing some research on them. They have like a whole website that I just read up on. Which is funny because they teach that technology is bad, but it's okay to use it sometimes to get the word out, apparently. And she's like almost laughing the entire time as she's trying to explain this. So, anyways, they think there's this giant space worm named Harold that's going to consume the universe. Yeah.
Did Rip put you up to this? Like, is this just a long-running way to get back to me? 'Cause
No, like, look. And she pulls her tablet out and shows you the website.
Sparky's still not, like, 100% trusting, but it's like, okay, seems like a lot of work to throw together in the last couple days.
She's like, but should we do something, though? I think they're just going to sit here all day.
I mean, they seem benign. Nobody's tried to kill anybody yet. Right? Nobody's tried to kill anybody yet?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Because I haven't seen anything. Like, at all. It's probably fine. We'll come check up on her in like an hour. You know, if she's missing, then we know what happened. Sparky, you can tell if Daisy is looking Sparky in the eyes, she can tell that Sparky is still not 100% present.
It's not a prank. I mean, clearly this was a prank on somebody, but I didn't do this.
Like, less so like not present on the prank, but more like just not present. Like, not 100% home.
Like
distracted by other
just
shit.
sort of disassociating a little bit.
A little bit. It's kind of just like, oh yeah, no, she'll be fine. She'll be fine. Like a parent who's like, oh no, honey, it's okay. Meanwhile, the house is burning down. Like they're just busy with work. That's the kind of vibe that Sparky's getting on.
Love that. Yeah, and you are all free to explore the compound. And eventually dinner time comes around. Before we get to the dinner, though, I need to run to the restroom real quick, so I'm going to take another break, and then we'll be right back after a very short break. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. So yeah, the day goes on, and eventually it comes time for dinner. And there's this big dining hall that looks like it's had some renovations recently, maybe, or something. Because there's like, I don't know, some of the paint just doesn't quite match. But yeah, this big dining hall. There's a bunch of people in there, and I assume the Reverend would want to greet the guests there himself. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Then take it away.
How y'all doing? Welcome to my humble abode. I guess I do have to talk to myself.
Sorry, I'm practicing my
just say,
revulsion.
Hi.
Thank you for welcoming us to your home. We appreciate it. Absolutely, darling. Now, won't you come into me and enjoy a sumptuous dinner with me?
Sparky's gonna whisper to Billy or whoever's next to them, like, "Who is this guy again?"
I don't know.
Oh crap! Okay, I'll just wait till he says his name.
I was just gonna like awkwardly take a seat.
Yeah, this is where we'll find a place to sit.
Holy shit, hold on. I forgot. Okay, no, I know his name. Okay.
I was like, I know his name.
My name is the Reverend Rivera. You can just call me Rev if you like. I run this compound. These are my people. Now, has everything been fine on your stay here so far?
Yeah, you have a very impressive medical complex here.
Your nursery is very nice. There's
Well,
lots
of
of very
course.
happy plants.
Only the best for all my people, and that includes the plants. Those are important parts of an ecosystem, ain't they?
Yep.
Now, please take a seat, and we'll enjoy this meal, and we'll talk from there.
As you invite everyone to take a seat, Rip shows up a bit late, but he is in he's in a suit, but it's like suit pants and a vest rather than the coat. And instead of a tie, he's got like a bolo tie on.
Of course he does.
And a very nice cowboy hat, like not the normal one that he wears. It's like a really fancy Stetson
It's
sort of
formal
thing.
cowboy hat.
Yep.
It's for when he goes to town.
And he
It's a Sunday suit.
he spots the Rev and locks eye with him, I guess. And just seems to have like a knowing look on his face. Like one of recognition.
Wait, hold up. I don't remember. Does the Rev know Rip?
No, but if I remember right, the Rev did have dealings with the cartel, yeah?
Oh, okay.
In the past.
Okay.
So the Rev may not know Rip, but Rip knows who the Rev is.
Fair. He just kind of smirks and says, "You a bit late there, cowboy?"
Oh, I always show up when I need to be somewhere. He takes a seat.
Good boy.
Yeah, that tension gets a little bit higher there, Quinn. Yeah, Rip sits down next to all of you, and you can just like see the tension in his jaw after that.
Now, from my information, y'all have been causing some trouble across the galaxy, haven't you? Captain just says. We have been trying to expose what has been going on with the corporate wars, correct?
Honestly, the last time it was the trouble that came to us, so.
Well, now it's always the best kind, isn't it? The trouble that finds you.
No, this was not good trouble. This was brain exploding virus.
Yeah, that was pretty rough.
Oh,
I
is
think
that
while
what they
everybody
went with?
is having this discussion, Annie just slowly leans over to Rip and like lowers her voice and is just like, so did Petey shred all your clothes or what?
Haha, no, they said it was a fancy dinner, so I'm wearing my fancy clothes.
Giddy up, cowboy, and then she just leans back into her own seat.
Bless you, V. Bless you.
And Rip just mutters to himself like, I wonder how hard it would be to get a bomb that would blow up this whole compound and me in here.
I mean, if the Reverend heard that, he'd be like, oh, buddy, it would take a lot more than a bomb.
He's just sort of muttering, like only Annie is probably the only one who would be able to hear that. And then
Annie, anytime Rip speaks, the only thing Annie can picture in her head is how good it felt for his nose to meet her knuckles. So like, she's just not engaging in that joke. So we'll continue on. She doesn't, she just pretends she didn't hear him.
So you have an interest in what's happening in the other systems?
Absolutely. You know how the information got out that there were human brains in those clones? That was me. That was me and my folk. We found it out. Now, did I necessarily care what was happening? No. But I got a good paycheck.
Daisy awkwardly just raises her hand.
Honey, you're not in a classroom. What would you like to say?
Oh, how did you find that out?
We infiltrated a lab owned by one of the companies, and unfortunately, we were accosted by several of those prototype clones. We killed them all, and then we got footage of the ones being produced. I'm sure you've seen it at this point.
Yeah, I saw all that. That's pretty impressive, but no offense. She looks around the room like, these folks don't seem like the commando infiltrator type. Who is we?
I was with another group of people. We were kind of forced together, I suppose you could say. Now, mind you, don't go talking down to the folks that live here. We're all heavily armed. Now, the people I worked with, I mean, there was a defector from the big companies. There was an AI. He was really annoying. Couldn't shut up about how much he hated humans. But he was useful.
That's concerning. Okay.
But yeah, we were just kind of, and there was a hacker type. He said he was with something called like the garbage raccoons. I don't remember.
Do you mean the trash pandas?
Yeah. That guy.
Oh, that's probably Alice. He's the one that sent us here.
Yeah, that was his name. Yeah, that was his name. You met him?
Yeah.
Weird guy.
Yeah, he's pretty cool though.
Guy. Yeah, he seems all right. But yeah, we found that information and we sold it to a lot of people for a lot of money.
Oh, okay. I think I'm getting a good picture of how things work here.
So basically, we want your help. We have to pay you.
Yeah, typically. I don't have much of what, like, I guess some folk call a moral compass. But I'll go where I'm needed for the right price. Now, some of you seem mighty interesting. Like you, miss, you look like you've got some robotic parts. Where you from?
You don't have to answer that if you don't want to.
Like, she's like, the soul system.
Vague, but I can appreciate that. I certainly don't say where I came from.
Quinn.
I mean, yeah.
I'm
Shut
nobody that exciting. I'm just a minor.
Minor. Now, those are hardworking people. But from what I hear, things aren't so great for them. I've heard of people being sent there for punishment.
I'm sorry, I don't know you really that well and stuff, and you're making me really, really nervous right now. Do I have to answer these questions?
Absolutely not, honey. In fact, if you're
Okay.
smart, you won't answer it.
I'm just gonna. This food looks interesting. What is this?
This here is lamb.
What's a lamb?
A lamb is a baby sheep. A sheep comes from the earth. They used to live there.
But why
And
do you eat the babies?
the meat's different, tender, different flavor. Along as with grapes, a lot of different seasonings, things like that. This here is an old sauce carried down through so many generations when humans left Earth, called tzatziki.
Tzatziki.
Good enough. Try it. It's delicious.
She tries some lamb and tzatziki.
Daisy
Doesn't want to
is
answer questions.
Daisy is meanwhile just like eating food quietly and just kind of leans into the group. Is like awkward.
So,
Fucking say.
Rev, what is it that you could provide to us? Were we willing to acquire your services?
I can offer you protection.
From
Anyone.
including yourself?
Should it be so? Yes.
That's impressive.
But honey, you don't want protection from me. I'm your own little ozone layer. If I don't want you to be touched, you don't get touched.
Cool. We're gonna roll past the people and or you touching me.
You sure about that?
Yeah, 100%. So you and this group infiltrated some factory. Do you have any way of, say, infiltrating other places?
I suppose with the right crew, I could.
Is there one of those other people of the crew that we could talk to?
Well, I mean, you could speak with Alice, and as far as I know, New Skeeter's with Alice, unless something changed.
Oh, is that the thing that Alice said not to listen to that was in that bag?
Is it an annoying little bug that talks too much?
It kept asking to be let out.
Yeah, that's New Skeeter. New Skeeter is an AI, and all he wants for what he does is to eat code. Copy code, eat it, learn it. He's annoying, but that little fuck's dangerous as shit.
Could we maybe talk to him instead? That sounds less uncomfortable.
No, it's ironic that you say that. I guarantee you'll be uncomfortable talking to him.
Oh, I'm sure he'd let me. I can just keep writing him all sorts of new code.
Yeah, it's not the code part. It's him talking.
I think I'd be willing to take that risk.
You want to feel bad for having skin?
No.
Because that's what you're going to get. He hates organic people.
Yeah, maybe I'll just message Alice. Oh, hey, what's this? Oh, beans. Awesome. She like checks out of the
Meta.
conversation.
It's like out of character. Was there a reason we were here, or did we just get invited?
We got invited, but we were here like to hide and use their
I
facilities.
just can't remember if we came to Rev willingly or this just like kind of.
Because it was
Yeah, it
Alice's
was-
contact.
Yeah, it was a
Right, okay.
contact.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Basically,
Sorry, I was
gave
lost
them
in there.
into this area of space.
and they had the facilities for the vaccine work.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
So yeah, Daisy just like gets really interested in her meal at that point.
Awkward dinner.
Billy finally starts speaking. Do you have a shipyard on the planet anywhere?
No. There are other scrapyards in the city. We can give you a load.
Oh dang it! I think
Just don't leave it unattended for too long because people will report it stolen, and then I have to come down, and it's a whole thing.
I think we just lost the stream.
Oh shoot!
No.
No.
Damn it.
Oh, there. I think it's oh
No,
no,
it's new.
it's the internet's
It's
yo-yoing
jittering.
a bit.
No.
Skeeter didn't like shit talked, and so he said, "Why not get to play your
To
stream?"
be fair, he wasn't shit talked. It was honest.
It's true. The internet, like in the entire valley's been like really bad the past couple weeks though. It's weird.
You have gone robot-y every now and then too.
Yeah, but like even like just different parts of town, any kind of thing connected to Wi-Fi has been a bit spotty. I think Comcast is having
There's been
issues.
a lot of smoke. There's been smoke coming up and down from the south.
Oh
So
yeah,
maybe that's hit you guys too.
it could be. We've got bandwidth now.
I know we're in the middle of.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we're in the green. I think we're back now. Let me just double check. Yep, we are actually back. Sorry, roll the conversation back just a bit. I was saying Daisy just got suddenly very interested in her meal. Quinn was asking why we were here. It was because of the medical facilities. Then what did you say, Goody?
Billy asked a question.
Yeah, Billy started asking about shipyards and
Oh, that's
found out
awesome.
about scrapyards.
I don't have a shipyard here, but there's one in town. We can certainly give you a ride there.
Because we've got some upgrades that need to be made to our own ship.
Oh, absolutely. And if you want, my people will give you a new paint job if you like.
I think our ship's probably pretty good.
Yeah,
Captain speaks up and just says no.
I can't, that's not my purview. That's Captain's purview.
Captain says no.
I just
Yeah,
I can-
Captain says no.
try to figure out how ship parts work together.
Oh, absolutely. And I believe we got some members of this fine facility who might be able to help you, should you ask. I
Oh,
can
that
find them if you
would
like.
be very, very helpful because I don't actually know very much about how to make spaceships run.
Of course, darling, you cute little thing. Anyway, yes, absolutely.
Billy looks kind of physically repulsed by that.
That is the correct response, Ed Hannah. That was the correct reaction.
Absolutely, we can find some people to help you out, and maybe even some tools. We'll see what we have lying around here.
So, question for you, Goody. I I remember last time that we did this, the Reverend had his own computers. Is there Wi-Fi like type stuff here? And just Ambrose has like, he's the only one with access to it, or is everything wired?
It's Wi-Fi, but it's password protected.
Okay.
And the password is New Skeeter is a little bitch. I hate him. 2023.
Oh my god. I just ask because inquiring minds, i.e. Daisy, want to know.
AKA Daisy is going to be like, who the fuck is this new Skeeter and how badly did he do?
Well, it's more like, if we're gonna be here with this creepy guy, I'm gonna make sure I have everything I can possibly use.
Now, mind you, the Reverend's personal files are not accessible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can access the Wi-Fi, sure, I don't care.
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, is there anything else anybody wanted to ask or discuss during the dinner?
Yeah, one orgy.
Well, I think I have a lot of medicine to go do.
Delightful dinner. Yeah,
Oh.
really good.
I'm not interested in men at all. Goodbye.
I need to go walk my pet rock. It hasn't been off the ship in a really long time, so.
Oh, you probably need help with that, don't you?
Captain
I should-
Yes,
no.
absolutely.
I should go help Annie with that.
Yeah,
But
you know what? Sometimes it's just a little too unruly for one person. It's really a two-person job.
yeah, yep.
Captain, do you,
but
do you mind if we go over those schematics we were going to go over earlier today?
Of course, let us review the schematics.
Okay, cool.
So, my headcanon is everyone
just the hard
leaves,
bail.
and then, like, he just looks at Stanley and just says, just you tonight, huh?
Well, no, did Rip leave? Did Rip leave?
Did Rip leave? Did Rip leave?
God.
Is Rip up for grabs? Hey, Space Cowboy.
Rip did leave.
No!
But however, whenever the
Did he slide
Reverend,
into my DMs?
in a way, not to
I saw you don't
proposition
have a
you.
horse, so I suspect you'll have need a ride somewhere.
Oh my god. No, but the Rip does show up wherever the Reverend exits the building.
I bet he does.
That we'll address that later. It is not for an orgy, unfortunately for the Reverend.
Damn it!
Are you sure? Are you
Are
sure
you
they're
sure?
not looking to see?
I
You should
mean,
wear those
he did-
chaps.
he
Just saying.
did sleep with the other space.
Yeah, I was gonna
To be
say
fair, the other Spaco wasn't running a horrible cult.
it's true.
True.
He hooked up with
Reverend doesn't, like,
Captain Stryker.
However, there's one thing I've learned from living in Cowtown, Canada. Is that you're supposed to save a horse and ride a cowboy.
I'm so
yeah,
glad you got the
Reverend's just
reference,
taking
Hannah.
care of the environment.
He's
Like,
trying.
Reverend wants to get on that cowboy bike.
But yeah, we'll come back to that part. Everybody else, I assume, heads back to the ship. Is there any conversation that
Yeah,
happens after
Very
dinner?
hot shower.
We're sleeping on the ship and we're locking the fucking doors.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Billy took a very hot shower after that because.
Hey,
Sparky will
Rev may
message
be a
Billy.
sleazeball, but he believes in consent. I'll give him that.
Which is at least something. It's not a lot.
But it's something.
Sparky will message Billy just to say, like, I'll come with you tomorrow to the shipyards if you want.
And Billy's like, please, I don't want to be alone with this man.
And neither
Don't
would
like
I.
him.
No, safety in numbers. And also, I'll bring a gun. So,
Thank you.
Bold of you to assume that the Reverend isn't heavily armed.
oh, I don't care if he's heavily armed. I just want some level of, on my
Who
side.
said this gun was for the Reverend? It could be that the two of them just off themselves.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, I created the character, and yeah.
I forgot how much of a sleazeball the Reverend is, but also just how great this little setting is for storytelling. It's so much fun.
He's awful. He's the worst.
Michael Wayne says they are heavily armed with arms.
Yeah,
Also,
exactly.
The
yeah.
fact that you have like having to do the captain and him switch out because they're so fucking different.
Extremely. We have a male cult leader, just absolute sleazeball, and then captain.
Yep. It's like when I have Daisy talking to Rip.
Yeah.
So any other conversation or anything that you want to do post dinner on the ship?
No, I mean,
Billy
Sparky's
did-
probably asking Annie
Billy
about
did
helping
put together
protect everything.
a plate of food to bring back for PvE the second.
Aw,
Aw.
that's sweet. He really likes the lamb.
It's like, did you know it's a baby?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
To be fair, it can be up to a year old. I'm just saying.
I mean, I grew up on a mining colony. We didn't really have animals.
Sorry to hear that.
Did you have animals?
Yes.
What kind?
A lizard. Yes, I see the irony.
Was it this big too?
No.
Weird. I mean, I guess I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm a cyborg, and like, I used to kind of have like what, kind of consider like one of the cleaning droids our pet, because it was like small and cute and made noises.
Yes, this is exactly like that.
Except for lizards don't seem to make noises. Well, except for that hissing thing.
He just sort of looks at you, and it's hard to tell, like, tone because there isn't any in the words. But he does look at you, and there does seem to be a genuine sense of appreciation for the food. But also, like, he's not really wanting to talk now.
I should go and check somewhere else.
Yes.
And she leaves Petey Jr.
He's a sassy lizard.
Billy just wants to talk to somebody.
Meanwhile, Daisy's like, I'll talk to you.
Except for
I mean,
you,
Captain
you hear
will
me.
too.
Poor Daisy. So speaking of, Daisy does follow Annie onto the ship and says, so I know the pet rock thing was just to get out of that, but did you actually have something that you're working on that you need help with?
Yeah, Daisy, my pet rock.
Oh, well, shit, break him out then. Let's get it rolling.
Annie just kind of like, I feel like over the last little while, Annie has warmed up a little bit. Obviously, she's not freezing Daisy out anymore.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is maybe the first time, like Annie like laughs and like rolls her eyes, and it's probably the first time she's gotten a genuine like one of those out of Annie in a while. So it's just more like a moment of Annie, how she used to interact with Daisy before she got really mad at her.
There's Daisy's reaction to that, there's like this sort of almost imperceivable weight that's been on her for a bit seems to lift at that. So she just gets just a little bit happier, a little bit more like a little bit bubblier and relaxes a little bit.
Annie doesn't say anything. Like if she notices it, she doesn't remark on it or say anything that could dampen it, but I have a feeling that it doesn't go over her head.
That makes sense. Well, if you need help with your rock situation, I'm happy to help.
At some point before they leave this planet, Annie will find a fucking rock, and she's gonna like glue googly eyes onto it or something, put like a little Sharpie smile, and just leave it in Daisy's room. It's not obviously not right now, but like at some point before they leave, Daisy will find that on like her desk or something. Just this rock with googly eyes. And then just a little tiny sticky note next to it that says, now you have your own pet rock.
I love that.
Or something like, maybe we can walk our pet rocks together, or something stupid and cheesy and just like, blatantly, I forgive you.
I love that. Sorry, just taking some notes.
Immediately, my brain was like, don't trust the notes. Daisy's gonna use this rock as a weapon.
No.
It's just gonna like smack Annie with it or something. I don't know.
No, they're good notes.
This rock will later be used as a weapon.
It has nothing to do with the rock. It's a good note that you will, for a thing that I think everyone will really enjoy later. Ready to pick Annie being murdered by Daisy. No, don't do that. Daisy doesn't murder people. She just, occasionally makes it easier for them to die.
Or take over other people's will? Question mark?
But not
Goody.
murder.
So Goody, your message in Zoom chat there, the horror movie where the weapon is always a rock with googly eyes. It's like that YouTube video where the weapon is a spoon.
Yes. I know what you're talking about.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I love that so very much.
Is there anything else before I close out our session here? All right, then we'll close out the session with the Reverend stepping out of that dining hall. And there's the sound of the hammer of a revolver clicking behind him, and Rip's voice saying, "We need to talk." And that's where we'll end the session there.
For the record,
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
For the record, if if somebody held a gun to his head, he would smile. I'm just saying.
Quinn, oh my god, it's just like my cowboy romance novels.
I have been waiting
for
like an hour to use that somewhere.
Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, that's where we'll wrap up the session. Next week we'll find out what that was about with Rip.
This is feeling very familiar. I feel like we've ended on Rip being with a gun to someone before.
Sure have.
It's absolutely happened before. And
to be fair, the Reverend's the one that deserves it.
That's fair. But yeah, that was fun. Next week we'll find out what happened or what's going on with Rip and everything, and we'll see more of Petey and see if we can't get that vaccine going. And explore Craigsylvania City. So that'll be fun. Before we go on a raid, I want to let everybody say what their favorite part was and where we can find them and all that good stuff. So go reverse order. We'll start with Goody.
Oh gosh, my favorite point. I freaking love playing the Reverend. I'm so happy I got to be him again. He's awful. He's an absolute nightmare. He's the worst. But playing him is fun. So it was really fun to play with him and see the other people be like, oh god, you're repulsive. Because he is. But yeah, I will be here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Awesome. Hannah, favorite part? Where can folks find you? All that good stuff.
It's a toss up between Annie showing up with the fucking worm hat on her head and Billy just fucking getting into it with the cultists. Oh, they're both so good. That's where folks can find me. You can find me here. I exist elsewhere, but it's unlikely that you'll find me.
All right. Alex, same deal.
Lev figuring out this place was a cult.
That was pretty great.
That was it for me. It was just like Lev slowly. I think this place is a cult. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. No, it's a fucking cult. Okay, it's a fucking cult. Fuck. Where's Billy?
Billy went off unsupervised in a cult facility.
Person with low empathy and very few social skills is gone. So what happens? She gets into a circular argument with a cult member.
It could have been way worse.
Yep. You can find me back here next Saturday. This is the only channel I am currently on. Honestly, everybody kind of had like a good moment. Fucking Sparky just wandering around, just like out. Or, okay, the joke in the first half that Sparky pulled on fucking Rip.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one. Yep.
That was so fucking good. And the fact that Lev used it as a way to get blood. Or the fucking captain with the, how do you prefer to poop? How do you prefer to defecate?
Don't start me on that again.
Oh my god, that was great.
It's just like, oh, why is it all circle back to poop? Fucking Annie the Worm Hat, though. God damn. Somebody needs to draw that. Vanessa,
Agreed.
My darling friend, please draw that.
I got you covered.
Yes.
Worm hat and space buns.
All right.
Sorry, was that all?
Yes, that was all. Sorry.
Okay. You're good. Excuse me. Speaking of V, what's your favorite part? Where can folks find you? And anything you want to share or plug?
I think everybody touched on my favorite parts as well. Although I've got to say the Annie showing up in the worm hat was a very obvious case of the intrusive thoughts winning.
I love it
just
when that
sat here
happens.
and I was like, wouldn't it be just fucking hilarious if Annie showed up in a goddamn worm hat? I was like, you know what? Fuck it. She shows up in a worm hat. Yeah, that was really fun. And yeah, just everybody's reactions at the dinner, like, oh, it's 9 p.m. I have to go water my dog. See you later. That one was really fun. I enjoyed that. And then, of course, the little bit at the end with Annie and Daisy, because, you know, they're adorable and I love them. Even though they went through a bit of a rocky patch for a while there. But it's okay.
A rocky patch?
A rocky patch. I didn't even do it on purpose. I didn't even do it on purpose. It would have been perfect. But yes, a rocky patch. And I look forward to Daisy's reaction to just finding a rock with googly eyes in her room.
Oh, she's probably gonna cry.
Oh.
Just like straight up ball.
No. Everybody's like, why is Daisy crying? What happened? Is she hurt? No, I got a rock with googly eyes on it. As for myself, I'll be here next Saturday as well. And if you'd like to check out any of my work, I have an art Twitter, which is at PepperoJaws. It's pepper like candy. In the last couple of weeks, I've been drawing on my tablet an outrageous amount. So there's going to be some sketches up there and some pieces that I'm working on and all that good stuff. So if you want to take a look, head on over there. But that's it for me.
Awesome. And last but not least, Quinn. Favorite parts, all that good jazz.
Yeah, like most of the moments have been touched on, but I do want to mention, and I thought this was very wholesome, was Billy helping PD the second, just being able to talk more and more like fluently with us, because buttons were good, but limited and hilarious. So yeah, just getting like more accessibility for PD the second, which like, I mean, when we go hard on adopting someone, we just go hard on adopting someone. So it's just nice to see that we're still in that mode of like, doesn't matter who it is, we'll treat them like family, or like Olive Garden or whatever that restaurant is. And the other one just being that the Reverend is an unabashed horny mess, and I applaud the character design. Hate being on the receiving end. Hated that.
Congratulations, Goody. You just creeped everyone out.
Yeah.
Thanks, you're welcome.
That takes a lot. It takes a lot. Yeah, so you can find me here next week because this is the only place I exist.
All right, that just leaves me. I have so many favorite parts from this episode. Definitely appreciated the thoughts to accessibility for PD. Thoughts towards accessibility are always celebrated on this channel, so very much appreciate that. Also, it was really fun to be the computer voice, so that was also just fun to do. Definitely enjoyed going back to Craigsylvania. That was a trip down memory lane from the Animus Violentis game, and I forgot just how sleazy the Reverend is. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Oh, just chef's kiss for the character design for sure. It was very funny watching Daisy interact with that and be like, "Oh, nah, I'm good." Yeah, all the stuff with PD was great. That moment with Daisy and Annie having that little bit of connection again was made me want to cry. That was amazing. And definitely really enjoyed Hannah's reaction to just the Reverend. Just honest reaction was amazing. And watching you figure out like in character that, oh yeah, this is definitely a cult. All of it was really fun. And Sparky, pulling the prank on Rip was priceless. He absolutely deserved that. So yes, a lot of favorite parts. Where you can find me next will be Tuesday. Tuesday we are starting up our second campaign of Champions of the Fae. I'm really excited for that one. We've been working really hard on it. The players are doing some really incredible things. One of them is making a map that I've seen snips and pieces of that look incredible. Andy's done just a ton of world building. And everybody's really getting into their characters, so I'm super excited for this one. That'll be on Tuesday. I'm playing Othi, which is a character I played over on Time Lord Wife's. Our connection went down, I think. Yep. Waiting for the internet.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're roboting.
Yeah.
Damn you, Comcast! Okay, it's showing bandwidth, so nope. As soon as I said that, it went to 0.
Mm-hmm.
Internet stability here is just garbage at the moment for some reason.
Oh my god, it's so.
Same here.
I'm not laughing at your situation, but as you were saying garbage, you got out.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, it's just been like the last 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's been fine up to this point. But yeah, if you can hear us on the stream, I'm really excited for that game on Tuesday. You should come check it out. It's at 6:30 p.m. Mountain Time. And then go check out sponsors, which are in chat. And then we're going to go raid a really cool show over on Weave the Tale that my friend Leland is running. And the entire cast is incredible. Andy, the GM for our Tuesday game, is a player over there as well. So go enjoy that, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.